With such a high from the festivities over the Christmas period, the new year can often lead to mixed emotions. At first, everyone feels the buzz of the new year, new me mantras, but before long, you may be feeling overwhelmed. This uneasy feeling at the start of the new year has often been coined the January blues. Similar to winter blues, the cold weather and short days get to us. But January blues also get us down with Christmas debts and seeing less of friends and family as everyone goes back to their busy schedules. With such a change, January can feel like the dullest month of the year, so it's no wonder that people can find themselves feeling low and gloomy. These feelings not only affect our mood but also our work ethic and productivity. This is why it is so important to have a good support system in place at work to power you and your workers through January. Indeed, a motivated team creates the best results for a company because members are more productive and go above and beyond. For example, research from Gallup found companies with a highly engaged workforce are 21% more profitable. At Miles Wellbeing, we have researched the best ways to motivate your team through January to make sure that your employees' well-being is considered all year round, particularly during the harder wintry months. 1. Manageable goals. Setting goals which have purpose is definitely key to motivating any employee. Not only does it give a worker a manageable to-do list, but ensures that all workers are on the same page. At the start of the new year, it is super important to have extreme clarity on what you're working towards as a team and why. This clarity is so important because teams can only be motivated by a goal if they know what the goal is. These goals can help you plan the new year with your team, and they are also useful to come back to when assessing how much your team has achieved when the year is over. 2. Offer flexible working hours. Recent data released showed that in 2022, around 4.27 million employees in the United Kingdom had contracts which allowed flexible working hours. This makes flexible working the most common working practice in that year. It's so popular as it allows employees to find a way that works best for them, allowing them to be more productive and motivated. 3. Promote teamwork. A sense of community is key to maintaining motivation in the workplace because if everyone is working together, then you will motivate each other to complete your team goals. Indeed, regular team building is really useful, either through group chats where you share random thoughts and daily encounters or meetups outside the normal workspace. Apps, such as our own Miles Wellbeing, are also great for team building. With a leaderboard, you can compete with your work friends in a fun and, quite literally, rewarding way, allowing you to find your top 3 athletes in your workplace whilst ensuring you also reward the most improved employees, not just the fittest. Such an app also promotes the importance of physical activity, which has great benefits to the workplace, including higher productivity, a reduction in sick days, and an increased retention. 4. Praising achievement. Big and small. It is certainly important to praise accomplishments, both big and small, as often the mini milestones add up and produce fantastic results. In particular, at the start of the year, it is good to recognize what is working well for your team and work out together how to keep up what is successful. Assessing achievements is also very beneficial to any employer. If a smaller milestone took longer than expected, communicate with your employee to see if there were any problems. Not only will your employee feel valued, especially if it is a smaller issue, but you can both work out a solution, creating, in the long run, a better team around you. 5. Get out of the office. A great way to motivate your employees is by having team time outside of the office, especially after the festivities of the Christmas period. This team time provides workers something to look forward to. If you are a remote worker, Benefits such as quarterly team events outside of the office are especially desirable to break up their usual routine and get them out of the house. Many employees and employers alike often report that events like these really help to improve overall camaraderie and team spirit, so it's worth implementing such a benefit to motivate your team. How Radical became an inspirational teacher movie. Unlike anything else, director Christopher Zala had a radical vision for bringing Radical to the big screen. Zala, who co-wrote the screenplay with journalist Joshua Davis based on Davis's 2013 Wired cover story about Mexican teacher Sergio Juarez Correa, exclusively described how Radical broke the barrier of typical teacher movies. During the IndieWire studio at Sundance, presented by Dropbox, Zala, Davis, and lead star and producer Eugenio Derbez addressed Correa's moving true story. "I like teacher movies. I love teachers in my life. I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I didn't have teachers that inspired me to become a filmmaker, that unlocked that universe for me," Zala said. "On some level, this is a love story, a love poem maybe, from me to my teachers. But I think one of the things that is really interesting about this story is that it's told in an environment we've never seen before, certainly with this kind of story." Zala continued, "If there is a genre, we've generally seen those movies and kind of cultural realities that the implicit assumption is, you've got to get an education. That's the way to get forward. But this movie is taking place in an area where education doesn't have a lot of relevance because there's not that kind of opportunity going forward. This is a story about kids who on some level were being neglected, certainly by the system but even their universe. Dreams are not even possible." Set in a Mexico border town, Radical follows teacher Sergio Derbez as he pivots his teaching style to reach elementary school children amid the height of the drug war in 2011. "This story you wouldn't necessarily think would be a Hollywood movie," co-writer Davis said. "It's about a teacher in a relatively small town in Mexico who changed his teaching style." Is that a big Hollywood movie? I don't know. I was curious in this case. What did he do to change his teaching style to have these successes? Producer Ben Odell, a frequent collaborator with Derbez, noted that he optioned Davis's article 7 years ago but had to wait until the right time for Radical to come out. "To do that movie 7 years ago might have been too soon," Odell said, citing Derbez's turn in Best Picture winner, Coda, last year. "And then when Coda came to Sundance, we said, now's the time. We went right into production after that." Odell continued, "One of the things that we try to do is look at our audience. How do we bring genres that they never get to see? Our audience has never seen a teacher movie. They haven't had that experience, and one that is based on a true story that really elevates this character and puts Mexico on the map in a certain way." The film is seeking worldwide distribution in all territories, except for Mexico, amid its Sundance premiere. "I love working with kids," Derbez said. "I discovered that they're always teaching me something and I'm always teaching them something on set. Both girls are amazing, amazing actresses, natural actresses." Derbez noted, "We are watching this movie through their eyes, not their teachers' eyes. I think that's very interesting, very inspiring, especially in a country where it's so difficult to have a good education. The fact that it's based on a true story makes the film very powerful." Quote, Bills-Bengals on today. Live stream, how to watch NFL Wildcard online. Time: the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati face off on Sunday, January 22nd. The game will be live streamed on Fubo TV. Joe Mixon and the Cincinnati Bengals feel disrespected. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills have plenty to motivate them, starting with safety Damar Hamlin's remarkable recovery in a season of overcoming adversity. Two teams that bonded 3 weeks ago in Cincinnati in deciding their since-canceled game could not proceed after Hamlin went into cardiac arrest and needed to be resuscitated on the field have much to prove in an AFC divisional round playoff showdown in Buffalo on Sunday. For the Bills, the mere sight of Hamlin making regular visits to their facility this week was uplifting. What's more, the Bills believe they're battle-tested and capable of surmounting any remaining obstacles to achieve their preseason Super Bowl aspirations. The Bills have weathered 2 winter storms that disrupted their schedule, mourned the death of tight end Dawson Knox's younger brother,